from the beginning. Since 1812, with Isaac Brock, long before the graves were red with poppies, they wore the blue forget-me-not. Graveyards full of heroes fallen, and stones that bear no soldiers' names, whose souls to heaven long departed, their praise is sung at Menon's gate, where the words of John McCrae still echo in Passchendaele, where their blood ran deep, mid gunfire o'er the fields of Flanders. They died in droves round the town of Ypres. Forget-me-not, wee flower of beauty, your royal symbol proudly stands, blue as the light, old man who wore it, far from their homes in Newfoundland. On Hamel's grass, the sheep are grazing, where trenches overgrown now lie, in stillness round the tree of danger, 'neath France's blue and cloudless sky, where the caribou stands ever watchful, or Vimy, where our young men fought in memory of those valiant comrades who wore the blue forget-me-not. Now days on end, alone they slumber in Hamel, Monchi, and the Somme, beneath the flowers and the small birds singing, rest with their blue forget-me-not. Forget-me-not, blue tiny blossom, rose wild where loyalty is wrought, undaunted by Atlantic fury, bred like the blue forget-me-not. Forget-me-not, blue tiny blossom, long may you grow on soldiers' graves, and with the scarlet of the poppy remind us of the loyal and brave, lest we forget the price they paid.
Well, good evening, everybody. Give it up for Bud Davidge, that beautiful song, Little Blue Forget-Me-Nots. It's the right way to start a show on the Remembrance Day long weekend. I'm Greg Smith of 590 VOCM. Thanks for coming out to Holy Heart, not just to celebrate one of the most well-known bands in Newfoundland and Labrador, but to celebrate you, their fans. 25 years of music with Mark and Chris. Aren't we so thrilled that Ralph O'Brien double booked them 25 years ago down to Aaron's Pub? I'm not going to take a whole lot of time here tonight to introduce the guys because I've been on the stage a number of times to introduce Shanney over the years, and they put off a great show time and time again, and they got a lot of music over the 25 years to break out for you tonight. And over the amount of times that I've been on this stage to introduce Shanney, I've always asked Chris, how do you want me to introduce you? What do you want me to say? And he would always joke and tell me, I want you to say this. And I was like, I can't say that. But you know what, 25 years? I think it warrants it tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, get loud for the entire night for the best goddamn band in Newfoundland, Shanney.
That don't sound like something I'd say. Thanks very much for coming out tonight. We played that lovely song by Bud there. We wanted to make sure that we made mention of a respect for Remembrance Day and our thankfulness. So it was great to hear that. And you'll get to hear him singing in real time there very soon. A lot of people ask, how did you get tangled up with Bud? And that's a good question. We met at a charity concert one night, and we decided that we were going to do a bit of work together, and we were going to do a song and play one show together, and that was 3 or 4 years ago, and we've after traveling everywhere since. So Bud will be coming in and out throughout the night singing some of these well-known songs. And as for us, same old rules. Any requests you got, keeping your friggin' selves? Enjoy yourself, and here we go. There's lumber and rusted old nails by the door. We'll board up these houses to enter no more. Even the gulls won't come up from the shore. They know all the people are leaving. There's Tucker and Darcy and Captain Jim Brown. They pulled up the boat and have battened her down. It's just one more soul that faith pushed to ground. The ocean's as still as a tombstone. We'll move to the city, they'll pay for our homes. If this town was a body, it would be skin and bones. What of the men who lie here in the ground, who died breathing life in that town? The dreams of our fathers all died in their sleep when they put out the lights in Great Harbor Deep. Things were much better when I was a lad, when 2 working hands were all a man had. The sea was our mother, she called us from land. Now she seems like a stranger. It's funny, they say there's no cod anymore, but you'll find them in restaurants and all the fine stores. It's like God told them all, stay far from our shores. Foreigners must need the money. So we moved to the city to pay for our homes. If this town was a body, it would be skin and bones. What of the men who lie here in the ground, who died breathing life in that town? The dreams of our fathers all died in their sleep when they put out the lights in Great Harbor Deep. They're down At the powerhouse, we'll soon throw a switch that will send us to darkness as black as a pitch. And some guy up in Ottawa, the son of a bitch, in his own bed tonight he'll be keeping. So I'll say my goodbyes to the rocks and the trees, and I'll walk through this splendor whenever I please. Though the only way back there would be in my dreams. You can't stop a fella from sleeping. So we moved to the city, they'll pay for our homes. If this town was a body, it would be skin and bones. What of the men who lie here in the ground, who died breathing life in that town? The dreams of our fathers all died in their sleep when they put out the lights in Great Harbor Deep. Now there stands the city with wide open arms, and I'm sure now to some, well, she does hold her charms. There's prostitutes, drug dealers, strip joints and bars. What a great place for raising your children. So we moved to the city, they paid for our homes. After all, that old village was just skin and bones. And we left all those men there alone in the ground, who died breathing life in that town. The dreams of our fathers all died in their sleep when they put out the lights in Great Harbor Deep. We moved to the city, they'll pay for our homes. After all, that old village was just skin and bones. We left all those men there alone in the ground, who died breathing life in that town. The dreams of our fathers all died in their sleep when they put out the lights in Great Harbor Deep. The ocean stands watching, the vigil she'll keep. She's the only one left now in Great Harbor Deep. There you go, Great Harbor Deep. Good way to get her started tonight. Beautiful, beautiful tune of resettlement. Now we're going to do a tune all about the water. Shanney songs. Water, Newfoundland, drinking. They seems to be a common thread. I don't know. Having fun, I should say, more than drinking. But this next tune has nothing to do with that. It has to be the glories that it was like when you were able to just go out and fish in your dory.
Oh, fishing in the dory off the coast of Newfoundland. No gold mines, but cod lines, the life that's really grand. A scoff of fish and brews is the life that I would choose. Fishing in the dory in the morning. Oh, fishing in the dory off the coast of Newfoundland. With Nicky or Dickie, and no one gives a hang. To catch a shark or whale, there's no Mountie on your trail. Fishing in the dory in the morning. With your body on the coddy and the fire of birchwood, that back frying you're enjoying, the black tea tastes so good. There's music in your laugh, killing big ones with a gaff. Fishing in the dory in the morning. Oh, cussing and fussing off the pint of bacaloo. Love and tumble makes you grumble, the foghorn goes boo-hoo. No need for overcoat, but a good manila rope. Fishing in the dory in the morning. Oh, fishing in the dory off the rocks of Wildcoat Bight. Foggy and groggy, the Carson heaves in sight. If the $1 million ship, she should offer you a lift. To be glory in your dory in the morning. Oh, fishing in the sailboat with the dawn and getting red. I have no roof to shelter, the ocean is me bed. Clare's a man upon me soul, now me grapnel is a foul. Fishing in the dory in the morning. Get on me old sou'wester, stick up me jigger mast. Now me old six-cantle punt, let me down, that's what you want. There's a story in me Dory, there's glory in me Dory. I'm a Tory in me Dory in the morning. Fishing in a dory, thank you.
Those you can go, Mark. I like that laugh. For a lot of people that might not realize it, a lot of people might think it's a made-up story, but it's a true story. Myself and Mark started playing together because we were double booked at Aaron's Pub, the fabulous Aaron's Pub. And instead of sending one of us home, Ralph O'Brien, of course, you all know Ralph from the Sons of Aaron, the voice himself there, he put us up on stage and said, two of you play instead of one of you go home. 25, or it's more than 25 for me and Mark. It's 25 for Shanney, but we're a bit longer than that, so we're not sure if we should give him a bat in the head or a hug.
Both.
A little bit of both. No.
You hit him, I'll hug him.
I'm pretty sure Ralph's out there tonight. And thanks, Ralph. A big hand for Ralph. He's out there tonight. I know he is. The man. Now, we're going to do a song now. We need you to help us sing along. Tonight, we're trying to do a few songs off all the older albums and do some of the newer stuff and keep things going. And you got a part to sing along in this. Your part goes exactly like this. Yaddly-yad, 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 yad. Hey.
I'll have what he's having.
He's having a good time, man. He's
exactly.
doing what I want.
Exactly.
I asked to sing, he sang.
He was the only one.
That's right. Yaddly-yad, 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 yad. Hey.
Wow. If we could all do it together, it'd be amazing.
Magic.
I'm sure it'll catch on as we go.
An old Newfoundland classic that gets us in trouble sometimes. 1, 2, 3, D. Yaddly-yad, 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 yad.
Welcome, gather all around me and I'll sing to you a tale about the boys in Carmenville who almost went to jail. It happened on a November's night when all hands was asleep. We crept up over Joe Coxhill and stole and burned the sheep.
Yaddly-yad, 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 yad.
Well, now if you pay attention, well I know I'll make you laugh. We never went to steal the sheep, we went to steal the calf. The old cow, she got angry cause we woke her from her sleep. We couldn't take any chances, so we had to steal the sheep.
Yaddly-yad, 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 yad.
Well, we grabbed the woolly animal and dragged her from her pen. She said goodbye to little lad she never see again. She knew that those strangers soon would take her life. In less than half an hour, well, she felt a dreadful knife.
Yaddly-yad, 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 yad.
Well, and Martha, she got angry when she heard about the loss. Said she catch the robbers no matter what the cost. Next morning just at sunrise she to the office went, and to the RCMP a telegram she sent.
Yaddly-yad, 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 yad.
Well, the Mountie got the message and he started in to read. This is from Aunt Martha telling an awful deed. Last night my sheep was stolen, by whom I cannot tell. I'd like for you to catch them and to drag them back to jail.
Yaddly-yad, 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 yad.
It was just a short time later, about 12 o'clock that night. We had the sheep a-cooking and everyone feeling tight. The smell of mutton and onions, no man could ask for more. We chugged a lug of the minion when the money walked in the door.
Yaddly-yad, 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 yad.
He said, sorry boys, your party, I really don't want to wreck. I smelt the meat a-cooking and I had to come in and check. You see, a sheep was stolen and the thief is on the loose. I said, come right and join us, sir, we're having a feed of moose.
Yaddly-yad, 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 yad.
Well, he came right in and he sat right down, we gave him a piece of the sheep. This is the finest piece of moose I know I ever eat. By 2 o'clock in the morning, he bid us all good day. We getting meat in the sheep, so well, we'll phone you right away.
Yaddly-yad, 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 yad.
He said, thanks a lot, you were fine, darn much, I promise I know you'll keep. If everybody's as good as you, she wouldn't have lost her sheep. After we left, we had the piece we had in the oven to roast. We might have stole the sheep, boys, cause the Mountie ate the most. Yaddly-yad, 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 yad. Hey! And Martha, thank you.
Forgot about that. I think they should change the name of this place from Holy Heart of Mary to Holy Heart of Heath. It's so hot in there, and it's not hot outside. I got my ears in. I didn't hear what you said, but we're going to sing a song for you now about. It's about how being from somewhere where no matter what you do or what you say or who you go out with, there's someone talking about you. Yeah. No, Newfoundland's not like that at all. No, we're just like keeping to ourselves and not saying nothing about nobody. The things that happens in a town this size. In a town this size, there ain't no place to hide. Everywhere that you go, you meet someone you know. You can't steal a kiss in a place like this. How the rumors do fly in a town this size. In a smoky bar, in the backseat of your car, in your own little house, someone's sure to find you out. What you do and what you think, what you eat and what you drink. If you smoke a cigarette, we'll be talking about your breath. In a town this size, there ain't no place to hide. Everywhere you go, you meet someone you know. You can't steal a kiss in a place like this. How the rumors do fly in a town this size. Oh, I had a fight with a girlfriend last night before the moon went down. Sure, it was all over town. How I made her cry, how she said goodbye. If it's true or if it's not, it doesn't seem to count a lot. In a town this size, there ain't no place to hide. Everywhere you go, you meet someone you know. You can't steal a kiss in a place like this. How the rumors do fly in a town this size. In a town this size, there ain't no place to hide. Everywhere you go, you meet someone you know. You can't steal a kiss in a place like this. How the rumors do fly in a town this size. In a town this size. In a town this size. Thank you. Remember, you can't steal a kiss in a place like this. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for one of our most favorite people in the world, and I'm sure yours too, Mr. Bob Davidge. It's like Newfoundland's Elvis, that fella. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Having a good time already. I know, I've been knocking around with them now for a year. Three? Yeah. Oh, okay, 3. Anyway, we've had a grand time. They dragged me around and showed me all the places that me and Sam Savory never ever got a chance to go to. When we were on the go way, way back for 20 years or so. And during that time, we did met a lot of people, did a lot of songs, made a lot of records and all that sort of stuff. One of the records we made back in 1985, we called it Outport People because it celebrated our people here in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. And the title song was called Outport People, and it was about the resettlement program, somewhat like the song that Chris started out with tonight. Tonight, Great Harbor Deep. It's still going on, that program, in different format than it did years and years ago. But anyway, here's a song called Outport People. We're outport people with outport ways, but there's nowhere to use them, and now it's too late. And they curse on the one who uttered the phrase, resettlement now while resettlement pays. He sits on the dock and he looks across the bay, and he watches his memories as they pass on the waves, and he wonders what cards fate might have dealt if he told those officials to go straight to hell. 'Cause you can't take a man from the soil where he grew unless you know how to solace his mind when you do. And for God's sake, don't say how much greener's the grass. Those uprooted people saw it wither too fast. Your house easy and tow it away, but the home doesn't move, it continues to stay. And the dollars you make, sure they'll keep you alive, but they won't soothe the heart and they can't ease the mind. He spits on a plank and the memories roll. The spring sun is shining, there's a lop in the cove, and the shoreline is dotted with lobster pot boys. But his boat's full of weeds and there's tears in his eyes. Don't take a man from the life that he knows and tear up his roots and expect him to grow. 'Cause if he's unwillingly forced to decide, he'll move without leaving and never arrive. Don't take a man from the life that he knows and tear up his roots and expect him to grow. And for God's sake, don't say how much greener's the grass. Those uprooted people saw it wither too fast. Those uprooted people saw it wither too fast. Thank you very much. Thank you. Did I have a drop of this stuff? Keep the throat from getting too dry.
Oh, it better be just water, buddy.
What?
I said, that better be just water, buddy.
Yeah, a good friend of mine who's sitting out there tonight. Jim Neary said, "What, Bud, what's that you got in that bottle?" He said, "Looks like that stuff you get over some pier." I said, "No, my son, you can't do that. You can't do that." Well, he said, "You know, you're down on the south coast down in Fortune Bay, so you know all about that." And he, and he was right about that. And that brings up this topic about a story about St. Pierre and Miquelon, a Fortune-based story about a little schooner that ran into trouble with the French out in St. Pierre back in 1915. And the story was about the little schooner Marion out of St. Jack's, Fortune Bay. And all of the 19 crewmen were lost, never to be heard tell of again. And it was blamed on the French skipper who was out in St. Pierre at the time. So I wrote the song called The Loss of the Marion, and we're going to do it for you right now. In 1915, on the 10th day of June, at Burke's Wharf, the Marion lay, prepared for the banks as was custom to do, all loaded with Cape Lynn for bait. The wind from the northwest, a fine summer breeze, as like Jones from St. Jack's he steered. And the boys in the forecastle made plans for that night, they'd all go ashore in St. Pierre. Some were uneasy, there'd be trouble, they said, 'cause Ike Jones was noted to fight. At the Café de France on the last trip he made, a Frenchman had threatened his life. Challenge to fight was issued that night, while the cheap French liquor ran free. The French captain then warned the Marion's men he would answer the challenge at sea. Next day the Marion set sail again, and so too the story relates. The French beam trawler weighed anchor as well, and followed close by in our wake. She's a Fortune Bay schooner heading out for the banks, with a fine crew of Fortune Bay men. But some on the quay were rumored to say that she'd never be heard from again. The fate that befell the Marion's crew and their schooner will never be known. Not a trace and no tidings were ever again to be heard by those waiting at home. Some say the Frenchman was true to his word, some say he confessed for he died, that he scuttled the Marion and settled the debt, not taking one man or the side. Families of Skinners and Vallis and Miles grieve for their loved ones on shore. And the Newfoundland story of lost to the sea was told us so often before. She's a Fortune Bay schooner heading out from St. Jack's with a fine crew of Fortune Bay men. But never no more will she pass by the light with her jib flapping into the wind. No, never no more will she pass by the light with her jib flapping into the wind. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. We'll be back to do a few more later on.
Thank you, Bud. Bud will be back. Don't worry, we locked all the doors back there. You can't go nowhere. It's a nice change because normally we're the guys rushing off to the airport, but Bud got to be at the airport at 3 o'clock this morning. God love him for coming tonight, Bud. Good as gold, that fella. We're going to do some tunes for you now. We like to pride ourselves. We don't do a lot of soft cedars in Newfoundland. We do them in a lot of other places, but home we generally I guess years ago it became sort of like winning Newfoundland to see Shanney must have 9 beers in and be going cracked. Which is fine with us. But we like the soft seaters too, but we play a lot of dance tunes, and we're gonna get Mr. Mark Hiscock here on the accordion. Give him an old hand, boy. An old hand. That is an old hand. Mark's gonna play us some Emile Benoit tunes from the West Coast, the Budgels Jigs. Here we go.
Budgels Jigs, thank you.
This band's been around 25 years, and we're not sure how that guy in the back got in. We're not even sure if he's 25. Denver, I think the batteries are gone in my belt pack is what's going on. Can you grab me some there? Thank you. Denver is what I call the curtain. No, that's the guy behind there. These fancy things now. There's none of this stuff 25 years ago. You got up and you did what you had to do, and everything worked. Yeah, everything changed. But let's just roll with it anyways. But anyways, Bradley, Mr. Brad Tuck from Hants Harbor here, Trinity Bay. Lovely young man, doing very good, got a good solo career going. And we're very happy that he joined us there a little while ago. And we're going to get him to sing one of his own songs for you now. This is a song that's very popular on the radio these days. Take her away, Bradley. Come on!
Oh, rise up, and have another cup. We'll worry about our heads on Sunday morn. The grub was frying, the kids were crying, and all the mess in the kitchen was mine and long. May your big jib draw. Recommendation, oh, I took an invitation. 'Twas a fine accommodation till I burst into the room. I had fostered expectation, put aside my hesitation, so to my reputation 'twas a little half past noon.
Ah, rise up, and have another cup. We'll worry about our heads on Sunday morn. The grub was fine, the kids were crying, and all the mess in the kitchen was fine and long. May your big jib draw.
Guests were filled with trepidation when in fun of my infiltration, they began my exportation as the clock rolled over to 9. To the boys at St. John's Station, I said, it's a celebration. I begged for reconciliation. Sure, suddenly things were fine.
Ah, rise up, and have another cup. We'll worry about our heads on Sunday morn. The grub was fine, the kids were crying, and all the mess in the kitchen was fine and long. May your big jib draw.
To find her, that girl from Foggy Island, I waddled up behind her and I asked her to a dance. Well, she clearly recognized me and told me rather kindly to clear away the mess I made and maybe I'd have a chance.
Ah, rise up, and have another cup. We'll worry about our heads on Sunday morn. The grub was fine, the kids were crying, and all the mess in the kitchen was fine and long. May your big jib draw. Ah, rise up, and have another cup. We'll worry about our heads on Sunday morn. The grub was fine, the kids were crying, and all the mess in the kitchen was mine and long. May your big jib draw. Here you go, Mr. Bradley Tuck there back on the drums. Good job, Bradley.
Not bad, is he? Not bad at all. I wish I was good at that good when I was 18. And he got the most hair in the band, too. And, jeez. Hard case, but. Mark's going to sing you a song about the weather now. Re-released this song a long time ago on a... Do you remember the Homebrew albums? Homebrew 1, 2, 137. It kept going for a long time. But it was a great set of... and this song here was written by a friend of ours. He's a friend now. Back then he sued us for a lot of money, but we got over it. Fellow by the name of Eddie Coffey. A tune that he wrote all about the fog, the gray, foggy day.
It's been some years ago since I left from my island to go to the mainland, like the old folks would say. As I walked up the gangway and stood on the starboard and gazed on the harbor on a gray, foggy day.
Sing it with us, come on.
Summer days, they were warmer then, when we laughed with the old fishermen, and they cursed when the fog rolled in, and they made up the hay. It's been more than a long, long time since I held you and called you mine, and we waited for the sun to shine on a gray, foggy day. To wake in the early morn to the sound of the old foghorn, and wait for the men to return with their boats in the bay. All these things I don't see no more. When I lived on the old Cape shore, and I gazed at the boats on the moor on a gray foggy day. Summer days, they were warmer then, when we laughed with the old fishermen, and they cursed when the fog rolled in, and they made up the hay. It's been more than a long, long time since I held you and called you mine, and we waited for the sun to shine on a gray, foggy day. As long as my heart don't break from those old memories, old lovers and old used-to-be's, I'll come home to stay. I can still hear the ocean roar through the hills on the old Cape shore, but there's no fishing boats anymore. But it's a gray, foggy day. Summer days, they were warmer then, when we laughed with the old fishermen, and they cursed when the fog rolled in, and we made up the hay. It's been more than a long, long time since I held you and called you mine, and we waited for the sun to shine on a gray, foggy day. Song for me old buddy Rendell.
I decided that out with 25 years, so do a few of my stories that I've told over the years from the stage. I decided tonight I'm going to tell two, one each set. Two of my favorite ones to tell. The first one's all about a fella who, he was like, like a lot of people we know. He'd always liked being out on the go with his buddies, driving his quad and driving his skidoo and having fun. And his wife was always saying to him, you're going to break yourself up at that, and if you do, and you lose your job, don't come back here. He's like, that won't happen, that won't happen. And one night they're up to the cabin and they're heading out, and he flips over the handlebars, breaks the two wrists, can't go to work, loses the job. He's home sitting down. She said, I told you, no job, you ain't staying here. So he starts looking through the pages of the book, and he's trying to find a job, and he sees the local parish is hiring. So he goes down, and he says to the priest, he said, I don't know what the job is, Father, but I need a job really bad, or I'm done. And the priest said, I can't see how you're going to be able to do it, with the broken wrist. He said, well, let me see, I'll figure something. So they go to the steeple, and they start climbing up the stairs and climbing up the stairs. And they get to the top, and you can see all over the city. He said, the job is to ring the bell. But he thought for a second, and he thought, and with that he took 2 steps back, and he took a big hard run, and he whammed his head off the bell, and the bell rang throughout the whole community, and everybody knew it was 12 o'clock. So every day he climbed these stairs, and he'd go up and do the same thing, till a day like today. It was really windy and cold. And he took a big run, and as he went to hit the bell, he missed the bell completely, out over the side and down into the concrete below. And a crowd gathered around him. They're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And someone said, does anybody know who it is? And the fellow said, I'm not sure, but his face rings a bell. I'm only telling 2, you're lucky. Clean jokes. Clean jokes. They're good. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to welcome him back to the stage, Mr. Bud Davidge. I think he's still there. There he is. I said to Mark there last night, we were sitting down having a chat. I said, Mark, did you ever think you'd be in Jamaica with Bud Davidge? Things you didn't expect to do 25 years ago. I bet you didn't expect to be in Jamaica with Shanney and Hawk.
As long as he don't want me to tell some jokes or something like that, I'm not going at that now, Chris. Not going at it. No. But I'll sing a couple love songs, though. Likes love songs? Yeah. Here's one we did way back. Song about a young fella. Had a pretty girl. She had roses in her hair, smelled pretty and all that, but he thought he was going to lose her. Didn't look very good there for a while. You know the way it is when that sort of thing happens. But we old songwriters got a way of twisting things around. We can make them turn out tragic. We can make them turn out happy ever after. And that's what we did in this song called A Rose in Her Hair. In her eyes there was moonlight, and the rose in her hair. My arms there was no one, so I put her there. On her lips was a promise, my heart was a prayer. When I finally went, I went home with the scent of the rose in her hair. On her face there was beauty, a picture to see. Her arms there was someone she loved more than me. My mind was a vision, so lifelike and clear. When I finally went, I went home with the scent of the rose in her hair. Play it loud, lads. It was only a dream. She laid there beside me, so gently asleep. As I kissed her in slumber, I whispered a prayer, then peacefully went back to sleep with the scent of the rose in her hair. And when I awakened, it was only a dream. She lay there beside me, so gently asleep. As I kissed her in slumber, I whispered a prayer, then peacefully went back to sleep with the scent of the rose in her hair. As I kissed her in slumber, I whispered a prayer, then peacefully went back to sleep with the scent of the rose in her hair. And if I'm not mistaken, I did that song for Bruce White. He's out there somewhere, I think, tonight. You like the Bruce?
He's out there.
He's out there, boy. You can't mistake that old Sagona voice down in Fortune Bay. There you go. We're going to do another love song, too, now. I got to get a drink first. Have a drink,
Cup of shine.
We do one for the young fellows. We got to do one for the old white toppers, too, you know. This is a song that was written by Pat Casey some years and years ago. And Pat, a good friend of ours from Torbay, said, Bud, me and Sam were on the go at the time. He said, I want you to put this song on one of your records sometime. And the song was called Darling, Say You Love Me When I'm Old. And I always loved that song. And sure enough, we did. We put it on one of our records, and we're going to do it for you. Thank you. Darling, say you love me when I'm old. Two lovers, they were walking hand in hand. The maiden wore a shiny wedding band. She said, my love, you own my heart and soul. Just promise that you'll love me when I'm old. He kissed her lips and touched the golden hair, and looked upon her face so young and fair. He held her gently to his loving heart, saying only God alone could make us part. Darling, say you love me when I'm old. When dark clouds gather round and nights are cold. And say you'll never trade our love for gold. Just promise that you'll love me when I'm old. They lived so many years as man and wife, with 7 kids to grace their happy life. Sometimes the clouds were dark and nights were cold, but still their love grew strong as they grew old. Darling, say you'll love me when I'm old. When dark clouds gather round and nights are cold. And say you'll never trade our love for gold. Just promise that you'll love me when I'm old. Darling, say you'll love me when I'm old. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. I'll be back.
Very difficult to wear your poppy when you got a guitar strap. Flings it off all the time. But we'll be back to join us now in the second set with some more songs. Speaking of second sets, we're going to play one more and take a short little break. Let you have a little intermission, have a stretch, get some fresh air. whatever it is you like to do. Buy some CDs. Mark is saying he needs enough gas money to get over to Fort Amherst tonight. Get a big truck, but you got a big old truck. Send us out to me buddy Piper out there. We know what we're fighting for, home eyes home. I believe the time is right. I believe we won't go wrong. Words like can't and never, they won't be around for long. There's a rediscovered spirit here of people proud and strong. 'Cause we know what we're fighting for. We believe in what we're fighting for. We love what we're fighting for. Home boys home. We've been here for many years, 500 them and more. We could see the trouble coming miles before it hit the shore. Now when others take and condescend, we'll wink and nod no more. 'Cause we know what we're fighting for. We believe in what we're fighting for. We love what we're fighting for. Home eyes home. We've made mistakes, it's true. This ain't once upon a time. And happy ever after is a long way down the line. Now with poison tongues and attitudes and sharp and clever minds. 'Cause we know what we're fighting for. We believe in what we're fighting for. We love what we're fighting for. Home eyes home. Half a million side by side, from the big land to the bay. Join the peaceful revolution, let's make history today. Will the haves who finally conquered thank the have-nots in their graves? 'Cause we know what we're fighting for. We believe in what we're fighting for. We love what we're fighting for. Home eyes home. If you're near or if you're far, faction guard your native coast. Tell the naive patronizers the whole truth they needed most. Just look them in the eye and sing our battle cry, our toast. 'Cause it's now or it's never. They even pull apart forever. And if we'd only pull together, all for home now lend a hand. 'Cause we know what we're fighting for. We believe in what we're fighting for. We love what we're fighting for. Home eyes home. We love what we're fighting for. Home eyes home. Back after a short break, we're shutting it up.
All right. I think that was long enough of a break, eh? How y'all doing? You gotta be doing better than that. How y'all doing? That's what I like to hear. Greg Smith with 590 VOCM. Some show going, what? You want some more? All right, let's get it going once again. The boys are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, Shanney it up.
There you go. Who's this fella?
Who's this cloud? Yeah.
Where'd they dig him up? Found him down on the down somewhere down in Flat Rock, was it, or Pooch Cove? Somewhere. Down in Gabby's basement. Mr. Patrick Moran to join us for a couple of songs. Patrick is a longtime friend of myself and Chris, and a longer time with Chris. The boys had their first band together back in the day, and so myself and Patrick became good friends and loves playing a few tunes together.
It's a real pleasure. Congratulations,
Absolutely.
guys. 25 years plus.
Not bad, right?
Big deal.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Here we go. Don't hurt her.
Two of them are like the two Ronnies. Roll back the sheets, lay down your heads, all hands into the four-poster bed. There you go. Those that can play. Patrick, God love him tonight. Patrick has a show. He left his show, drove here to play a couple of songs with us, and now we'll jump back and drive back to your show.
What a
How
man.
good are you all,
Yeah.
man?
It was a
How
wedding,
would
but
you
it's not
know?
my wedding. Not my wedding. I said it's a wedding, but it's not mine.
It's a wedding, but not yours. Yeah, I haven't taken mine nor your wedding tuxes out of the closet yet. We're just young men. We're only young. Years ago, when Shanney was on the go and we were tangled up, we didn't want to be playing too much. We started this side project called the Government Rams. You ever hear of that band before? Myself and Mark and Patrick and a fellow Billy Sutton. Billy's a grand friend of ours and good fellow who played with Shanney for a long time too. And we used to play at O'Reilly's on every Wednesday night. And it's how things changed. This was a long time ago. And we used to host a radio show live every Wednesday night.
Magic.
Magic it was. The first set was wicked. The second set, the energy was different.
Was there a second?
Back in the good old days. And it was amazing because we played places like Aaron's Pub and O'Reilly's and the Blarney Stone. They were so important to how things went. There was a song the Government Rams did that Patrick brought into the Rams, and the Rams sang it, and then Shanney ended up inheriting it. We're going to get him to sing it for us tonight. Myself and him are going to do the rare duet. Come on. Oh, you can clap too, but I want you to do this. Come on.
I had a hat when I came in, I hung it on the rack. And I'll have a hat when I go out, I'll break somebody's back. I'm a decent man, I am, and I don't want to shout. But I had a hat when I came in, and I'll have a hat when I go out.
Casey wore his brand new hat to Murphy's Wake last night. Well, someone stole his hat and boys, it started off the fight. Welcome to the room, then Casey laid them out. He fired them through the window, they both heard Casey shout, oh! I had a hat when I came in, I hung it on the rack. And I'll have a hat when I go out, I'll break somebody's back. I'm a decent man, I am, and I don't want to shout. But I had a hat when I came in, and I'll have a hat when I go out.
Oh, Casey kept on shouting, boys, they couldn't keep him quiet. When someone phoned up for the cops to come and stop the riot. Well, 2 cops rushed into the room, but Chrissy laid them out. He fired him through the window, they both heard Casey shout,
oh! I had a hat when I came in, I hung it on the rack. And I'll have a hat when I go out, I'll break somebody's back. I'm a decent man, I am, and I don't want to shout. But I had a hat when I came in, and I'll have a hat when I go out. Casey kept on shouting boys till one-eyed Paddy Flynn. He struck him on the whisker with a great big rolling pin.
oh, he knocked poor Casey senseless. It was an awful clout. As he lay there unconscious, Casey kept on shouting out,
oh! I had a hat when I came in, I hung it on the rack. And I'll have a hat when I go out, I'll break somebody's back. I'm a decent man, I am, and I don't want to shout. But I had a hat when I came in, and I'll have a hat when I go out. I had a hat when I came in, I hung it on the rack. And I'll have a hat when I go out, or break somebody's back. I'm a decent man, I am, and I don't want to shout. But I had a hat when I came in, and I'll have a hat when I go out. One more for the clappers, come on! I had a hat, Mr. Patrick Moran! I love him.
thank you.
Thanks, Patrick. We'll be seeing you soon. Our great friend and played a lot of shows with us over the last 25 years all over the place. And is in co-producing a new record with us, too. So, exciting times. Exciting times. Mark Hiscock, what are you going to sing for us? I know what you're going to sing. It's a song that came from a place called Ramia. Everybody out there know where Ramia is? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. Shanney played there. And actually, when Shanney played there, we came out on the longliner because the ferry was too late and we had to fly to another show, and we had to rent a longliner.
We even had my dad around to drive the truck for
That's
us.
right. That was back in the wild old days. Norm used to drive too, and yeah, we didn't stop much back then. The longliner that we hired to take us in belonged to a relative of Craig's, to which we met Craig on a longliner going from Ramia to Burgeo. And now he's here. Things are meant to happen, see? Meant to happen. And this song was written by a fella, Angus Stewart, from Ramia. And he gave us this album, he gave us this song, and we lost it. And luckily we found it, I guarantee you. It's a tune called Rockin'. Oh, I've only played the song 4,000 times. Maybe we'll sing another song. Rockin' on the water.
Since I've been away, I gotta say, this isn't really working for me. I've been all around about and I finally figured out nothing in life ever comes free. So I paid my dues, I sang the blues, but it's not how it's gonna be. I'm heading back to the island, smell the salt air and rekindle some old memories. Like when we were walking on water, we were breathing fresh air. In her daddy's leaky Dory, and I'm sticking to my story, sir, that's why we were late. And I swear, out there on the ocean, we didn't want to be found. We were rocking on the water, making things a little hotter back in Newfoundland. Every day, it's all work and no play. Just gotta get my piece of the pie. Now that I realize it's just a big disguise, it's all just pie in the sky. You know what it means, I gotta follow my dreams. Gonna pack my bags and then head on back to the island, back to the ocean, back to those memories again. Like when we were walking on water, we were breathing fresh air. In her daddy's leaky Dory, and I'm sticking to my story, sir, that's why we were late. And I swear, out there on the ocean, we didn't want to be found. We were rocking on the water, making things a little hotter back in Newfoundland. Like when we were rocking on water, we were breathing fresh air. In her daddy's leaky Dory, and I'm sticking to my story, sir, that's why we were late. And I swear, out there on the ocean, we didn't want to be found. We were rocking on the water, making things a little hotter back in Newfoundland. We were rocking on water, feeling fancy and free. We're living nice and easy, it might sound a little cheesy, but it's alright for me. And I swear, out there on the ocean, we didn't want to be found. We were rocking on the water, making things a little hotter back in Newfoundland. We were rocking on the water, making things a little hotter back in Newfoundland. Rocking on the water for Gavin and Emma. Don't ever buy Panasonic AA batteries.
Mark's having a rough time tonight with these batteries.
I bought brand new batteries.
I know.
They died in my
I
belt
know.
packing for my
Happens all
ears
the
and
time.
just died.
Happens all the time. Only battery we needed 25 years ago was for the car to get to the gig. Now we're hooked up the wires. There's everything going on in your ears and out of your ears. And your other recordings never runs out of batteries, though, do they?
Somebody had to tell me 25 years ago.
You're angry.
I'm just throwing them over there.
I know.
I'm not going to hit anybody.
Not on purpose, anyways.
If somebody had to tell me 25 years ago that I would be putting batteries in my accordion, I'd tell them they were friggin' nuts.
Yep. Boss, a boss? I'm telling you. That's the most emotion I've seen out of him in 23 years.
Dad is here.
All right, there you go.
He taught me how to play the accordion, and he's out there going, what the Jesus
He
is doing
obviously
up
didn't
there?
teach how to put it in batteries. I know, it was nothing. By the way, we should thank our parents, Norm and Linda Hiscock, and my mom, Patsy, is here tonight, and I'm sure my father's here somewhere, if that such thing happens. Without them, we'd still be living in their houses. That's why they helped us.
I'm living in their basement.
Well, you know, that's another story you can tell on the Behind the Music. Are you back on now or what?
All good. Everything's good.
That thing
Let's
can
go.
do everything else. I suppose it can take your blood pressure, too.
I don't know.
I have no idea what we're doing.
Craig, 29.
Oh, that's right. Craig singing. Ladies and gentlemen, one of Newfoundland and Labrador's greatest musical exports, and he went away for many years, but luckily he came back. Please put your hands together for Mr. Craig Young. He's going to sing a song for you.
Just give me a second. I got to change the batteries in my old Telecaster here. Sorry, Mark. I got to sing. This is a song that was written by my father, Henry Young, and he wrote this song about something that happened to him when I was a kid. He was an inshore fisherman back then, and he went fishing on a day he never should have went. He made it in just in time to put his boat on collar and then get up to the house, and someone called and told him she was sunk. So it was a pretty rough day, and anyway, years later he decided to write a song about it. He called the song The Glass on 29, and I think most people think the song might be about a glass of whiskey, because that's sort of what he's, good for, the old man. It wouldn't be a lie if you think that, but it means the barometer, and so that's what he was talking about. And the boat in the song is the Miss Frances the Second. She was named after my sister. I recall one morning of fishing I did go. I guess I should have stayed on the glass, it sure was low. But the moon was shining brightly and the weather to me looked fine. So I ignored the forecast warning like I'd done so many times. I was living then in Marion, I was fishing all alone. I carried my fish to Burgeo, our flat was closed at home. But I should have known different when I left home that time. The forecast called for southerly gales and the glass on 29. Now the wind it did begin to blow, and back for home I did steam. But in less than a half an hour, Lord, it got much worse it seemed. And I said to myself, I pushed my luck too far this time. I never should have left my home with the glass on 29. Well, an old man once told me, I won't say his name. He said, boy, you got to be crazy to go fishing in that thing. When the weather's good, my son, your little boat, she's fine. She's not big enough for the route you have to travel at this time. Now a 24-foot boat, she's not a trawler, you must know. She's not even a long liner, she's just one small boat. And how the seas did strike her, it still sticks in my mind as I pray to God to guide me home with the glass on 29. This story I tell you, my friends, I swear it's true. And the little boat I had back then named the Miss Francis too. But how the seas did strike her, it still sticks in my mind as I pray to God to guide me home with the glass on 29.
Wonderful job there by Craig. This is my request tonight. This is from Chris to Chris. Unlike in Craig's song where his dad made it home, the guy in this tune did not. He lost the boat on the rocks. It's one of those classic, just like Craig's song there. This one's man versus the sea, but this time the sea wins. By request. The Molly May. Just a lad I was for 13 years when my father passed away. I had to take a job as a deckhand, Molly May. The time I spent one summer past turned into 50 years. The sound she made as she broke the waves still rings within my ears. She was passing me when I was 23. Captain Bill went round the bend. Saw a forerunner on the dock one night, and he never sailed again. Superstition be damned, I sailed a hard, fair maiden of the sea. There was never another like her, no one for her but me. But I saw time, me in my prime, no man could be my equal. The eye of a needle, I'd sail her any day. When I grew older, I couldn't hold her, my courage slipped away. So they put a young boy from Kansas on the wheel of the Molly May. Tales went fast of the catches we brought in. There were times I thought we'd sink her, but her spirit did not give in. Words were spoken, souls were broken, and the bottle shattered mine. I could see that she'd outlive me, not win the war of time. I saw day, nicked of the waves, no man could be mine. Through the eye of a needle, I'd sail her any day. When I grew older, I couldn't hold her, my courage slipped away. So they put a young boy from Kansas on the wheel of the Molly May. I was there to see her sail away in the cold December haze. Kansas boy never seen the like of the southeast wind and waves. At the harbor mouth, she drifted south, right in the lighthouse rock. Smashed her keel and he laid her low as I watched her from the dock. But I saw time in my prime, no man could be my equal. Through the eye of the needle, I'd sail her any day. When I grew older, I couldn't hold her, my courage slipped away. So they put a young boy from Kansas on the wheel of the Molly May. And there'll never be another the likes of the Molly May. And I wish that I'd gone down, boys, on the wheel of the Molly May. Cool tune. Thank you very much. Are you ready some more, Bud? Where you to, Bud? You're there somewhere. There he is, coming from the darkness to bring us to bright. We got him comfortable back there.
We got him a puppy that's going to stay in now.
Yeah? You got to weld it on them, do you? I know they are.
My buddy Steve texted me. He said, I got a puppy that won't come out of his pocket this time.
Yeah, you got to weld it on.
She's welded on
Weld
there,
it
yeah.
on.
Yeah. Once it gets through the first bit of skin, it's best kind. Pain goes away then.
We're going to ease into Christmas here now with a song. I know what Mark is getting for Christmas. He's going to get a solar accordion, eh? You don't
There
need
you
no
go.
batteries. Don't bring her down on the South Coast in July, because you'll never get her to work, old man.
How about a coal-powered accordion?
Hey, whoa, don't go talking coal, boy.
You did in your stocking.
Yeah. We did an album back, Sam and I, we did an album back in 1984. Christmas album, did very well for us. If you got a, you got a vinyl copy of it, it's that old green one, eh? We're sitting up in the corner. I don't know who was there. We were having a few drinks, and somebody took a picture. Not a really good one, but that's all right. We didn't care. Anyway, if you got a copy of that, now hold on to it, because it's getting pretty rare. It was called Christmas Fancy, and here's the title song from out of that album. In fancy my mind wanders back to my youth at just about this time each year, when the snow softly falls and the merry bells ring to welcome the Christmas time cheer. In a snug little spot by the side of the sea, what happiness Christmas would bring. With friends rare as diamonds, contented would be to laugh and to dance and to see. It was come into my house, though humble and small, and let's drink a toast to us here. To the 12 days of Christmas, we'll drink to them all, with a wish for a happy new year. Come sit in the parlor now, cozy and bright, with the warmth from the old-fashioned stove and the flickering flame from the kerosene light bring the warm Christmas feelings of love. Now each year at Christmas I think of it still, no matter wherever I be. In fancy my mind wanders back to my youth, to that snug little spot by the sea. It was come into my house, though humble and small, and let's drink a toast to us here. To the 12 days of Christmas we'll drink to them all, with a wish for a happy new year. It was come into my house, though humble and small, and let's drink a toast to us here. To the 12 days of Christmas we'll drink to them all, with a wish for a happy new year. To the 12 days of Christmas let's drink to them all, with a wish for a happy new year. Thank you very much. Thank you.
What a privilege to be up on stage with one of my childhood heroes, of course, Mr. Bud Davidge here. Grew up listening to Shanney and playing the tunes, and to be able to share the stage with the man himself is quite the honor.
Thank you, sir, very much. Appreciate that. Honored to be with you, too, I'll tell you. And this wonderful band. Had great opportunities and great experiences with them. He said 3 years. I didn't realize it was 3 years, but there you go. We were having so much fun, I suppose. Time went pretty fast, but we had a great time. We're still doing it.
Having a ball.
Here's another old seafaring song, if you want to call it that, but the ocean and the ships and all that sort of stuff. This song probably came across the waters back during the immigration days, back in the 1850s or thereabouts, down on the south coast of many parts of Newfoundland, where the folks came over from England, south of England, and settled. This song came over, it ended up down in Coombs Cove, down in Fortune Bay, with the Fyander family down there. I don't know if there's anybody in the audience probably knows the Fyander family down there. Mr. Otto Fyander gave this song to a good friend, some good friends of ours, down in Fortune Bay, the Fortune Bay Sons. They put it out back in 1982. I always liked the song, so I said, some of these days, please God, I'm going to put it out too. And I did on a record last year, I think, or a couple years ago. It's called Stay at Home, Lad. It's all about the advice of an old sailor to a young fella who wants to be a sailor. And the old man says, don't be too quick. To want to go to sea, take your time. It's not as romantic as you may think it is. Stay at home, lad. It was on a clear, cold day in March, the harbor white with sail, and stately ships were sailing out the bay. A sailor lad stood on the quay with a wistful eye gaze. For a sailor in his heart he longed to be. An old tar rose from his sitting place. As a boy he knew his thoughts. And this is what that old tar had to say. You'd better stay at home, lad, and to the sea don't go. For the sea's not always smooth, lad. You're not old enough to know. The sea's not always smooth, lad, and the weather's not always clear. You'd better stay at home, my lad, and wait a few more years. It was on a clear, cold day like this when I first went to sea, not knowing what my future held in store. The best years of my life are spent, and I am growing old. And now my cup of sorrow runneth o'er. Perhaps you have a sweetheart like I had years ago, and from her side you would not wish to part. Just think of dear old mother, too late to cry, when mother's gone and you have broke her heart. You'd better stay at home, lad, and to the sea don't go, for the sea's not always smooth, lad. You're not old enough to know. The sea's not always smooth, lad, and the weather's not always clear. You'd better stay at home, my lad, and wait a few more years. You'd better stay at home, my lad, your happiest days are here.
Mr. Bud Davidge.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
He loves you too.
Someone just told me backstage that Bud used to play with Sam and I.
Really?
Crazy.
You and Bud and Sam had a band?
Yeah, no, not me. Bud did. I'm only joking. Everyone knows Bud. He hates when I tell the story, but I'm telling it anyways. We were playing one time down George Street Festival there, and we asked Bud to come up and sing with us. And Bud said, "How many are going to be at that tonight?" I said, "Bud's going to be 5,000 or 6,000 there." Going mad. He's like, "Oh, very well." Sort of. And he got up and sang, and the place went mad, of course, as always. And he likes to get out a little bit earlier. And I looked down, and as he's leaving, there's a security gate across the front. And all the girls are reaching out, grabbing his hand, kissing his hand, and everything. As he's going out through, right? I was like, look at Elvis going, look. All right, I said I was going to tell 2 stories. Here we go. Here's the second one. All I can tell you is, and my mother's here, trust me, I'm not going to say nothing bad. Or I'll be finished. Only afraid of one person, that's her. The 3 fellas walking to us, so stay with me, this doesn't go bad. Not too bad, anyways. 3 guys walk into a bar. A fella from Nova Scotia, a fella from New Brunswick, and a fella from Newfoundland. So they walk in the bar and they look over in the corner and they see Jesus is there. They're like, holy Moses, it's Jesus. So the boys are sitting down and they're having a beer, and the fella from New Brunswick says, "I'm going to send Jesus over a beer." He sends him over an Alpine. Jesus says, "Thanks." So the fella from wherever I said he was from, Nova Scotia, he said, "I'm going to send Jesus over a beer." And he sends Jesus over a Keats, and Jesus says, "Thanks." And so the Newfoundlander's like, you're not pulling one over on me. I'm going to send Jesus over a beer. He sends him over an India beer. Jesus says, "Thanks." Night's going on, and the boys are moving on to another place, and when they're leaving, Jesus calls them over. He said, "Thanks for the round of beers, boys. Is there anything I can do for you?" In case you didn't know, Jesus is a Newfoundlander. Speaks like that. The fella from New Brunswick said, Jesus, I've had this tennis elbow for years. Jesus touched his elbow, pain gone. Come to the fella from Nova Scotia, he said, Jesus, I've had this bad back. Jesus said, no problem. Touched his back, pain gone. Came to the Newfoundlander, he said, now my son, what can I do for you? He said, you keep your Jesus hands off of me, I'm on compensation. No, that's why I'm only doing 2. Some Harbor Grace. This is probably our favorite tune to play together here. We get Marky working her hard. Here we go.
Could build a boat and he's the bike driver. He's the bike could catch the fish and take them home to lighter. I love to sit by the big hot stove and watch the kettle boiling. Daddy will buy the baby a fuck when the boys come home from swiling.
Oh, Harbor Grace is a very nice place, and so is the Bay of Islands. We get 3 cheers, Carolyn, there when the boys come home from swiling.
He went to town to buy I some cotton. If you don't bring home that flowery stuff, well, you needn't bring I nothing. Now we're bound for Carbon-Air, me boys, where our bright colours flying. And the girls were wearing new sealskin pants when the boys come home from swiling.
Oh, Harbor Grace is a very nice place, and so is the Bay of Islands. Get 3 cheers, Carbon-Air, when the boys come home from swiling.
Our captain bold and Georgie our commander. But a great big sea washed over he and drowned a Newfoundlander. Now we'll all go down to Macadee Bay and there we'll stay for the winter. We'll all sit down for a very good feed of mussels in the corner.
Oh, Harbor Grace is a very nice place, and so is the Bay of Islands. We get 3 cheers, Carolyn-Air, when the boys come home from swiling. Oh, Harbor Grace is a very nice place, and so is the Bay of Islands. We get 3 cheers, Carolyn-Air, when the boys come home from swiling.
Harbor Grace.
A lot of going on there. I had to take a quick second to introduce these fine gentlemen here. The quiet fellow over, he's not that quiet, but he likes to be quiet on stage. From Spaniards Bay, Newfoundland on the vocals and the bass, Mr. Ian Chipman. From the south coast of Newfoundland on the guitar and the vocals, Mr. Craig Young. On the drums and vocals from Hants Harbor, Newfoundland, Mr. Brad Tuck. On the accordions, the banjo, and the vocals from Fort Amherst, Newfoundland, Mr. Mark Hiscock.
On the guitar and vocals with the beautiful hat on,
Yeah, got the...
Mr. George Christopher Andrews.
Thank you.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Hat rack. The hat rack. There's so many songs, and we got lots of songs that people asked who wanted to hear tonight, and where we got so many records out and stuff, but we played them all, we'd be here for 3 days. But we hope you enjoyed most of the selections tonight. There's a certain songs that every night we play, we do. And sometimes if we forget them, we sing them on the way home in the van. It's just bad luck if we don't do it. And the beautiful thing about this band, especially for me and Mark over all the years, is where music has taken us and has put us in some amazing places. Like we've traveled to the North Pole, or we've been in the bottom of Churchill Falls, or helicopters and airplanes and boats. And one time, believe it or not, we were playing over in the middle of the desert in the Middle East, and we were representing Canada. And it was a festival of all different cultures. And that night, we were out in the middle of the desert. It was like, are we really doing this? Is this happening? Am I going to wake up or something? And be in a ditch somewhere and there's sand blowing on me or something? Bad car accident. But no, we were there in Doha over in Qatar. And it was very stressful that night. And they were thinking they might even have to cancel it because there's a lot of political things going on and people were getting upset. And of course, you know who was on last? Ourselves, right? So we get up there, and of course we start singing this song, and I'm yelling at everybody, get up and dance, not knowing that a lot of those people weren't allowed to dance. And they're listening to me. They're jumping up, oh my God, he's yelling at us, all right? So a big apology letter the next day and a few things, it ended up being a great gig. But the best thing about it was that when we got up, everybody just relaxed and let go and clapped and sang and danced. And the song that did that is a song that everybody in here knows. I know you do. That's not it. You must have been late to the second set. 4 eyes to buy that builds the boat, and eyes to buy to catch the fish. Oh, hit your partner side the bow, hit your partner side brown, bow with Twillingay Morton's Harbor all around the circle.
Starts and rinds to cover your plate cake and deep for supper. Cod fish in the spring of the year, fried and maggoty butter.
If your partner Sally the boat, if your partner Sally Brown, both with Twillingay Morton's Harbor all around the circle. We don't want your maggoty fish, that's no good for winter. I can buy as good as that way down in Bonta Vista. If your partner Sally the boat, if your partner Sally Brown, both with Twillingay Morton's Harbor all around the circle.
To do a dance space that she could travel. Every step that she did take was up to her skirt and dirt.
Oh, if your partner Sally the boat, if your partner Sally Brown, both with Twillingay Morton's Harbor all around the circle. Spears and whites to satisfy her petticoat wants no border. Holds her mother in the dark, he kissed her in the corner. If your partner Sally the boat, if your partner Sally Brown, both with Twillingay Morton's Harbor all around the circle.
May I go out? Yes, me darling daughter. Tuck your petticoat under your shirt
and don't go near the water. If your partner Sally the boat, if your partner Sally Brown, both with Twillingay Morton's Harbor all around the circle. Try one of yourselves, come on. So I's to buy the bills the boat, I's to buy to catch the fish. Oh, if your partner Sally the boat, both with Twillingay Morton's Harbor all around the circle. I's to buy the bills the boat, I's to buy the sails, I's to buy to catch the fish and brings them home to Liza. If your partner Sally the boat, if your partner Sally Brown, both with Twillingay Morton's Harbor all around the circle. You ready, Bud? We only got a couple of more left. We got to get Bud out to the airport. The fella don't stop by.
What do you want me to do? I'll fly away?
You'll fly away. There you go, buddy. I'll fly away in the morning. Yes, you will. I'd say you're heading to the airport, I'm heading to the bed. This one. I gotta ask you. Now, I don't want to put you on the spot. All right? Well, don't then. What's your favorite gig we've done together been?
Favorite one?
Yeah. Don't tell me. Tell the people. Tell them.
Probably this one.
Yeah, there you go. Wicked, wicked.
Is that the right answer or what?
What anyone you says is the right answer.
They've been all great ones, I'll tell you that. We've had some great ones, and that's for sure. Wonderful band they are. Shanney, wonderful band.
There's some lucky. I guarantee you that.
I'm glad we didn't have that competition back in the 80s.
I'm glad we weren't around in the 80s, because we might not be here now. I'll tell you, there was some music on the go then.
Good old times, indeed.
Thank you very much. I've been, funny enough, I think the same thing. This says I'm cocky. Now, Bud is going to sing a song. Tell him about this song, Bud.
Here's a little old seafaring song. Not unusual. We do seafaring songs all the time and sailing songs. This one came from the Hebrides Islands over in the west of Scotland and in a little place called Mingulay where the sailors were from. And this is their story as they are on their way back to Mingulay. It's called a Mingulay boat song. Heel your ho, boys, let her go, boys, swing her head round into the weather. Heel your ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingulay. What care we now how white the beaches are? What care we now for wind or weather? Swing our head round every inches, sailing homeward to Mingulay. Here you ho, boys, let her go, boys, swing her head round into the weather. Here you ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingulay. Waves are waiting on the harbor and looking seaward from the heather. Swing around, boys, and we'll anchor ere the sun sets on Mingulay. Here you ho, boys, let her go, boys, swing
one and only.
Thank you.
Did you have a good time tonight? Are there any Newfoundlanders here tonight?
I'm a Newfoundlander, born and bred, and I'll be one till I die. I'm proud to be an islander, here's the reason why. I'm free as the wind and the waves that wash the sand. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland. I spent some time in New York State and I nearly lost my mind. This city life's too fast for me, nobody has the time. Cement and steel and flashing lights was all that I could see. It may be good for New York State, but it's no damn good for me. I'm a Newfoundlander, born and bred, and I'll be one till I die. I'm proud to be an islander, here's the reason why. I'm free as the wind and the waves that wash the sand. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland. In Montreal, the Frenchmen say that they own Labrador, including Indian Harbor, where me father fished before. But if they want to fight for her, I'll surely take a stand, and they'll regret the day they tried to take our Newfoundland. I'm a Newfoundlander, born and bred, and I'll be one till I die. I'm proud to be an islander, here's the reason why. I'm free as the wind and the waves that wash the sand. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland. Now that the oil is on our shore, we better take the time to develop it more carefully, or else we're gonna find what could have been the answer to a poor economy. Has changed our way of living and destroyed our fishery.
Here we go!
I'm a Newfoundlander, born and bred, and I'll be one till I die. I'm proud to be an islander, here's the reason why. I'm free as the wind and the waves that wash the sand. There's no place I would rather be. One on your own, Newfoundland. I'm a Newfoundlander,
Born and bred, and I'll be one till I die.
I'm proud to be
an islander,
I'm free.
as the wind. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland. I'm a Newfoundlander, born and bred, and I'll be one till I die. I'm proud to be an islander, here's the reason why. I'm free as the wind and the waves that wash the sand. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland.
Good night, we're shutting it up.
Thank you.
And Bud David. Thank you very much. Wonderful night. We're going to do, get Bud to sing too to send us off here this evening. He wants Christmas to come, this fella, so bad. But we're so glad he does.
Remember that old green record? Yeah. There was another song on that old green record. Don't seem like Christmas if the mummers are not here. Granny would say as she'd knit in her chair. Things have gone modern, I suppose that's the cause. 'Cause Christmas is not like it was. Hey, Mother Loudon! Hark, what's the noise out by the porch door? Granny, that's mummers, there's 20 or more. Her old withered face brightens up with a grin. Any mummers, nice mummers loud in. Come in, lovely mummers, don't bother the snow. We can wipe up the water shore after you go. Sit if you can, or on some mummer's knee. Let's see if we know who you mean. There's big ones and small ones and tall ones and thin, and boys dressed as women and girls dressed as men, with humps on their backs and mitts on their feet. My blessed, we'll die with the heat. There's only one bear that I think that I knows, That tall feller standing o'er alongside the stove, he's shaking his fist for to make me not tell. Must be Willie from out on the hill. Now that one's a stranger if there ever was one, with his underwear stuffed and his trapdoor undone. Is he wearing his mother's big 42 rye? I know, but I'm not gonna say. Don't suppose your fine mummers would turn down a drop. No homebrew or LP, whatever you got. Not the one with his rubber boots on the wrong feet. Here's enough for to do in a week. I suppose he can dance, yes, they all nod their heads. They've been tapping their feet ever since they come in. And now that the drinks have been all passed around, so the mummers are planking her down. Be careful, the lamp and hold on to the stove. Don't swing Granny hard, cause you know that she's old. No need for the care, now you buckles the floor, cause mummers have danced here before. My God, how hot is it? We better go. I allow we'll all get the devil's own cold. Good night and good Christmas, mummers, me dears. Please God, we will see you next year. Good night and good Christmas, mummers, me dears. Please God, we will see you next year.
Oh, Marky's having the accordion problems
Thank
tonight,
you.
bud. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you for all the support over the years. I'm sure there's lots of friends and stuff out there of ours too. Thank you so much. We're going to come up, for those who want to get pictures and stuff, we're going to be up. Give us a few minutes, but we'll be out front in the lobby. We'll get some pictures and stuff done, Bud and Mark and myself and all the boys. We're going to end with a song that Bud wrote that has become pretty much the staple of Newfoundland and Labrador music. Tell them about it, Bud.
Back in 1986, and we've made a lot of friends, and we've done a lot of music like those boys are doing right now, and will continue to do. So that's what it's all about. You are the friends, and we are the music, and this is the song, Music and Friends. I've done a lot of living, and I found no matter where you go, the old world round, they always go together, hand in hand. Where there's one, there'll be the other, music and friends. When blue skies turn to gray and hide the sun, and time and their daily work has done, nothing seems to turn things round again and make the old world right like music and friends. Music and friends, it's so good to bring together music and friends. Side by side, no one can break them when we take the time to make them. Nothing else can take the place of music and friends. Music and friends, it's so good to bring together music and friends. Side by when we take the time to make them. Where there's one, there'll be the other, music and friends. Nothing makes the old world right like music and friends.
Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Thank you, everybody. God bless you.
Shanney and Bud. Have a great night.
Thank you.